set in a retro-futuristic, dystopian world. It's all starting to come together. This is the most monumental change since I've been making Cornucopias videos. So, I'm excited. Let's get right on into it. All right, here we go. So, this is actually the second time I'm making this video. I got home. First of all, quarantine, why you gotta do all the exciting stuff for the 4 hours a week I cannot be in front of my phone? Goodness gracious. So I ran home after work last night. I made a video on this. I missed a ton of stuff, but my excitement is it hasn't changed. Okay. So anyone that needs to know what's going on in full detail, please go watch the latest Copy Cafe, and they will break you through it with more professionalism. What I'm here to do is express my reaction and my emotional roller coaster through the facts. So, little sum up here. If you didn't watch and you don't want to watch, but you're crazy if you're not going to go watch. But basically, everybody since the inception of Cornucopias was sought to have a personal home bubble with 2 trees and a hammock. Well, it's all changed. And my initial reaction was, oh, my home bubble. But I had so many plans. I had it all figured out. And it took me a little bit to get through that. And I'll tell you, it didn't last long. By the end of the video, I was sold. It really put me into the game. It set me into a time and a place. It really spoke to me about the lore of Cornucopias, where it's headed, and what we're really getting into here, folks. And it's, to me personally, much more exciting than a personal home bubble. And why do I say that? I say that because I don't think, I think anything in life is worth working for. And the harder you work for it, the more you appreciate it. And in the case of a home bubble, some people might never want to leave their little island in a bubble. You know what I mean? And what's Cornucopias about? It's about a few things, but one of them is community. And in a massive MMO, you are interacting with all these people on a regular basis. That's the point of it. If you didn't want to do it, you'd be playing a single player game. And we have already cultivated quite an amazing community. And in real life, I may be more of an introvert, but in the metaverse, in the world of Cornucopias, I want to be hanging out with my corn fam. So no longer is there a home bubble. There is the Solus Resort. There is the Esperanza Resort. There's the Fortune Resort. And among with the future resorts coming up as the different zones are developed. Now, you know, our first 3 zones being developed this year will be the 3 previous that I stated. Why is this so exciting? Well, it really it painted a picture of this dystopian future. Everyone starts at the bottom of these resorts, as you can see to my left here. You start in the basement, you work your way up, and maybe if you work hard enough and you go and you grind, just, you know, that really stood out to me what Rob was saying. You go, you grind, you work, but whatever you earn, you own because you worked for it. And that was like, yeah, man, I feel you. And it feels good. It feels really, the progression in the game, it starts at ground zero, literally. So even what David was saying, the lead dev, he was saying, you know, you're going to all come in on the World Breaker, you know, the World Breaker that we started in Toledo Valley, and you're going to have a breaker suit. So it's setting this almost sci-fi kind of feeling, you know, this post-apocalyptic feeling. You're getting dropped off. You're all taking the same route in to this new world that has been constructed after this great calamity by this new technology that has happened. And now we get to exist in this new world that is only possible because of that technology. And you get in, you do your tasks, you level up, you make your way through the ecosystem however it is you choose to do so. But if you want, you can live in the basement your whole life, just like some do. But if you work, and you're persistent, you can make your way up in the world. And I think it's really cool. You still have your own space. Now, these are some of the thoughts I had about these spaces. As early players of the game, is it going to be sought after to have position in these original zones? Are you only able to, once these zones are filled up, they spoke of them have housing up to 100,000 per resort, per housing sector. As we get millions and millions of players, are these going to be sought after things? And do not forget, we were originally told we were going to be able to build up our home bubbles, mint them, and sell them. Now, is this a similar case? Are we going to be able to, as we work through these progressions, say from basement to the top, are we going to be able to mint our current location, sell them, move up in the world? I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to go, but it's going to be fun. As well as you're going to have these community centers. So logistically, they spoke to why these resorts, why these community centers, housing centers were important logistically, and that maybe home bubbles will be some sort of luxury future thing down the road. But in Cornucopias, like I said earlier, I want to be around the Corn fam and hanging out and being able to see all of these people. If we had all these home bubbles all over these millions of kilometers of airspace, you may never run into anybody. And you'd be like, this game is massive, but I don't see anybody ever because they're all spread out within these, huge areas. And this puts a visual and really sets us in how massive this game is and how thriving the community is. So hats off to the team. I think this is, it solves a few things logistically, but I think it makes the game better. And I'll be the first to say, my heart hurt when you took away my home bubble, but you know what? I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. I will work for whatever to make it feel like I get to that place where I can sit on a beach in my hammock. But this sets a different feeling for the game, and it's a feeling I like. It's a feeling that makes me want to go out there and really progress and make my way up to, how does that song go? Moving on up to the east side. Okay, so anyways, it's exciting. Now, another thing they touched on was the city center, which you can see above my head. This is exciting. This is something that was mentioned in the very, beginning stages and here and there, but this is really exciting. The city center is going to be huge for business-to-business transactions, and Josh mentioned it, and possibly some of the larger, sponsorships will be, and partnerships will be hosted there. Will be have their foundation there. But I also began to think, you know what? From all these different zones, I would assume you can only get certain things from certain zones. And if you're going to bring all of these together and bring them, so say you need something from Solus, you can only get from Solus. Something from Esperanza, you can only get from some, and so on and so on. And then everything can be brought together in this central city. And, whether it be you're crafting something with the most massive blueprint, and it's the only place you can craft it is in the city center, because that's the only place you can actually bring all of these resources. I mean, how cool. And how cool that you would actually someday, maybe that's the top. Maybe that's the tippy top. That's where you're getting the 200th floor in the biggest building in the city center, and that's where your office is. Maybe the guild offices are, want to be set up there. So many ideas, so many possibilities, so many exciting things for the future. This just made the game so much more real for me. And they have so much of this going on. I don't even know if I mentioned this early in the video, but because I said it in the other video. But David came in and he said, just don't think that this is some sort of ideation going on. These things are actually they're in motion. And we have so much development coming on. They kept saying, a few months and we're going to be out of Colito. We're going to be traveling through these larger travel systems, be it public, or I don't know if we'll have access to NFTs to drive right away. Who knows? But every little hint, every little week, they're gonna have David on a lot more. But they're just pulling back the curtain, and they're really showing us this massive vision that we have only been able to put together in our heads from the Copy Wiki. And the fact that they have this all in motion and that they have this all, the gears are grinding and the train is moving. So hop on, because this thing's going to be, it's going to be bigger than anything I could have ever imagined. So I think on top of, the game in Web 2, it's going to blow minds. In Web 3, because of the fact that we're going to be able to hold our own assets and make our way up through the world with real tangible assets that we can sell on the secondary, that we will not just work and work and work for nothing and end up with nothing. This is good, guys. This is good. I've never been more bullish on the project. I've never been more excited to play the game. I could talk about this forever. The public transport. But I won't. I won't talk about it forever. I'll make another video on it as we learn more. But I just wanted to share my emotions, my reactions, and I'm excited to see where this all goes. And we have more devs coming on every day, and we're getting in there. We're getting in there. So hold on a little longer, guys. Hold on. And I can't wait to see y'all in the Solace Resort. See you next time. Love you, Corn fam. Bye-bye.